Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another Ramble. There has been controversy after controversy. This seems to be a recurring theme at this point where half of my videos are just addressing further controversy, but I do like it. I think it sparks up some good conversation and I get to hear from other people what their takes are, what they want from the game, and people get to hear my takes and discuss it. So I've been on Twitter a lot today, and so I refreshed my brain. I went for a nice little bike ride. I'm back here, so I want to talk about further things in regards to Chambers of Xeric scouting and just the proposal that Jagex has announced. If you're unaware of that, you can check out my latest Ramble, which I just uploaded like not even a day ago. So you can see what my takes are on that. But first, I want to address what is happening here in this video because you might be a little bit curious. Anyway, so this is called 2-tick Tainted Essence chunk mining, which you might think, oh, no, it's 4-tick because that's a Slasher Spark. Well, I consider it 2-tick because you actually do get the double roll and both rolls are successful. Or sorry, if both rolls are successful, you get both rolls. So 3-tick 4G. This is for those brainiacs out there that are just sort of questioning. 3-tick 4G is considered 3-tick 4G, even though it would technically be 1.5-tick 4G because you're getting two rolls. But the roll you get cancels out the second roll. So if you got the first roll, you wouldn't get the second. In this situation, you actually get both rolls, which is why it's called 2-tick instead of 4-tick. So this is a nice, really chill method if you guys are looking to use the Scar Essence mine. And yeah, I really had a good time. You get about 34,000 Tainted Essence chunks per hour, which is quite good. And the XP, as you guys see, is around 40k plus mining XP per hour, which is just nice and chill. And it's a very, very relaxed method. As soon as you get the rhythm down, it's just, you're flying, you're zooming. Now, in this particular spot, I do believe this is the best spot to do this in, but there will be occasional moments where like every single rock's depleted or both rocks on one side are depleted, so you can't really go back and forth, so you kind of just have to sit there. Because if you use the Slasher's Bark on just one side without moving, you wouldn't get the double roll, so this is why you just sit here occasionally. But it's a really nice method. I think this would be how I would gather these Tainted Essence chunks in the future for whatever reason I want to do rune crafting and spend money during it. Who knows in the future what they could release that, would require a metric fuck ton of runes at this point. But I'm still against the update. But it's in the game, so it's just like, I'm not going to just continually lose sleep. If I were to lose sleep and continually just get butthurt over every update that I was against, I wouldn't even be playing this game. I'd probably have just lost my mind at this point. But whenever the game goes the direction I don't want, I accept it and I move on, and I hope in the future that I can, speak a little bit of sense, at least. I like to at least address where I come from, because some people disagree with me on some of my takes, but a lot of the time people disagree because they don't see my foundation, like why I want this. Like they see that I don't want it, they see their reason why, but they don't see the full deep root reason why I don't want these things coming into the game, because it's not like I'm against people getting more runes per hour. Like that's the exact opposite. Like I want people to get more runes per hour. But anyway, I'm not going to get into this whole discussion about Scar Essence. But needless to say, I'm still going to, enjoy the game. I'm still going to enjoy what they offer. And yeah, I just needed to point that out there, that I don't want people in the comments saying, see, you love Scar Essence mine, you're doing it, you fucking liar, you said you didn't want this. I still don't want the update. I wish it could get scrapped, but here we are. Anyway, so this is a nice little chill method though, if you guys are interested. This also goes to illustrate how amazing a gnome cube would be, because if you tried to 1.5 tick this, it's going to be a headache. Like, it's just significantly more of a headache. I mean, like, you have to knife log, and in the very same tick as you knife log, continually repeat, go back and forth over and over and over and over. If you had a gnome cube or an item that starts a 1-click, 3-tick skilling timer, like, this would be such a pleasant method. It would be more intense, but it would be perfectly balanced in You do have to click more. You'd have to be more precise, but you don't have to have this additional click that's just making the method fucking just insane, like just insanity mode, going back and forth over and over. So I really think this is a nice little method to point out the utility and the beauty of a gnome cube if it was ever to be released. Just like methods like this, any sort of tick manipulation method would just benefit from an item like that. It would just, you would be able to do it without destroying your wrist and destroying your fucking brain, going over and over, just back and forth a million times and just sporadically clicking everywhere. So anyway, I wanted to share this, but now let's talk about chambers and let's talk about my view on the scouting situation. So there's tons and tons of talk on Twitter. And I just want to state my view now that I've just shouted out into the internet for hours. My overall view is I am against scouting in chambers. I think it's poor game design. I think fundamentally we as a community should decide and should accept that scouting is poor game design, and we should do everything in our power to eliminate, eradicate, completely destroy scouting from ever being a thing. I think it's absolutely silly, and it's just the biggest chore and waste of time and just needless pointlessness that's been in the game for 6+ years at this point. And the only way to truly remove that incentive of scouting is to give everybody the this is the simplest way. There are other options, but it would actually take like engine work, like legitimate, like obviously this is going to take engine work as well, being able to fully customize your raids, but like there's other ways where like somehow they create a system where you literally cannot see the raid at all. Like you're going in completely blind, where like the rooms are blacked out, because there seems to be this view from certain players that they think that the randomization of Cox is essential, and that's the thing that's like making chambers fun, and that's what's like its core identity. Like I'm not disagreeing that that's the identity that's been given, but I don't think that's something we need to just continually have for the future. I think honestly the randomization of Cox is the one thing that's the most annoying about it. Like people and that is like objective on the, like when you see players doing chambers, almost nobody goes in on their first, they check the board and they go in, load up a chambers, and they just run it. Like almost nobody does that, because you're going to get layouts that are just stupid. And as I stated on Twitter, the bullshit, like they're just bullshit layouts. Like you're not going to do them ever. It's just like, fuck that. So you go back to the board, go back in the door, check. Okay, I don't really want to do that. Okay, leave. Go back to the board. Go. It's like that will be a continual system with Jagex's current proposal. I don't want scouting to be a thing at all. And the simplest way to remove the incentive of scouting and remove scouting entirely is to just allow all players for free to fully customize a normal raid. It's just the simplest way. And the arguments against it, as I just stated earlier, one of the arguments is, well, that's just gonna, make that's gonna completely ruin the charm, or quote unquote charm of chambers, because now you're not going to get the randomization. There's also been this like flawed argument of saying like, oh, you're eliminating player choice. This is literally enhancing player choice. You now get the choice of choosing your rooms, and you get it's like almost like an invocation system in a way. Like you get to literally choose the style of raid you want to do, and you go in and enjoy yourself. Now, some people think, well, then you're just going to run one raid over and over and over. Well, if you want to, like, sure, wouldn't that be a good thing? Isn't that what people want? When you think of TOA, for example, like people want to just run a 450 over and over and over. Like, is that a problem? I just don't see how that even computes as a problem. Then people say, well, some rooms will become completely, pointless. Well, that's a separate issue. Why don't we rebalance those rooms, make them more enjoyable, make them more engaging, give the points a little bit higher maybe, or, like there's so many other changes that can be presented. And people will say, well, you'll just never do these rooms anymore. Yeah, you will. I mean, if you want to learn the room, you're going to have to do them. Like, so if your end goal is to eventually maybe do some CMs to get a dust and to get some kits and some other things, like you're going to have to learn the rooms eventually. So fully customizing your raids would actually allow you the freedom to practice those rooms. Like, okay, I just want to do this room, this room, this room, and then go to Ulm and get that practice and get those repetitions in. And then when you run CMs, you have to do every single room because that is the purpose of a CM. You have to do the whole thing. So personally, I think the way to go is make all scouts just completely free and let you fully customize them. Don't have any fee. If you add a fee, this is the problem. If you add a fee, scouting will still be a thing. It's like nothing's ever even changed. The vast majority of people that are going to be doing chambers are not going to give up 500,000 GP every single fucking raid. That's just not going to happen. There's that small niche elitist community that thinks, like I had to, I'm literally going to just backfire this fucking argument that I hear all the time against me. And I'm going to put it against you guys at this point that are against this. Is like, you guys had to suffer. So now you can't have other people enjoy the content. Like literally fully custom scouts is a fucking amazing thing we could do with this piece of content. Truly, it would just make everybody have a much better time. Like literally, like everybody would just have a much better time fully being able to pimp out their raid. And for the people saying, well, you need a downside because you're just making it easy-scape. It's not fucking easy-scape. It's fun-scape and quality of life-scape. Like, why not just be able to fucking do a raids 1? This is the first iteration of a raid. Can things fucking change? We're going to have raids 4, raids 5, raid 6. Are we still going to just continually be dogmatic about this fucking randomization that it just until the end of time, Chambers needs to be a shit show and you need to scout and now Jagex has proposed this thing and the only way to get around that is to just pay money? Because the same people that are saying you're getting rid of the charm of the randomization that Chambers offers are the same people that are totally okay with there being a fee to remove that charm. They just want there to be a fee. Like, why is there a fee? Just fucking get rid of it. We don't need to balance this new update based on what people were charging and paying for really nice raids beforehand. I just think that's so stupid. It's so silly. Like, what the fuck? It's like not even... It's so stupid, and it's not going to get rid of scouting at all. The scouting is still going to be a prominent thing that the vast majority of people are still going to do. Why can't we just get rid of that? It's been 6+ years. If there needs to be a downside, as I stated in my video previously, like if people are really just for this downside, let's just scale back the normal loot you get from each raid. As I stated in the last video, like that will at least start paving the way to addressing the vast amount of resources that are just shat out from all PVM resources, and we can start reworking how skilling works and actually allow skilling to just have nice GP per hour methods. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I know I'm just sounding like angry and pissed off, but like my whole point is that I want scouting to be entirely eradicated. I just want it to be gone. It's so odd to have that in the game. It's such poor game design. It's not fun. Nobody likes it. It's been in the game for 6+ years at this point. Can we just get rid of it? And the only way to get rid of it is to allow free custom layouts. That is let me say that again. That is the simplest route to go down. As I stated earlier, yes, there are some other options that would just be a shit show to try to implement. One of them would just be a completely blind run where every single run you go in, the rooms are literally blackened out until you actually go into the room so you can't even know what you're about to encounter. Nobody would fucking like that. That would just be horrible. Nobody likes the randomization. They just want to run a raid and have a good time. Yes, the economy might be affected. Like raids, people will do more raids. Is that a bad thing? Like the fact that people will do more chambers inherently means that the economy will be affected, like who cares? People want to do chambers. In fact, the more people that do chambers and, maybe get slightly faster times because they can choose their layouts, like that means they're not doing other pieces of content, which means the economy will be affected in other ways where prices might shoot up because no one's doing TOA anymore. They just want to do chambers because it's actually fun and quick now. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so stupid that we're at the point where we have this we have like a fork in the road right now, and we can actually fully eliminate scouting, but we're going to choose to now, like, let's just have it as a super huge fee. But so like the people that already pay for raids, just have it a little bit more streamlined, and there we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. It's so dumb, and I think we need to just see beyond that and just see that scouting is really stupid and fix chambers and let us have fully custom layouts, because that is literally fun. Like, that's what people want. They want to have fun. They want to have the layout they want. Everybody wants the layout they want. People can argue they want it to cost a fee, but if you have a cost a fee, scouting will still be a thing. And I think scouting is a bigger issue. Get rid of that shit. Rooms need to be adjusted. As I stated in my last ramble, there are so many other changes that need to be made to chambers. But as long as we can get rid of scouting now with this decision, then every other change will be a healthy, nice change. Because imagine if you have these free custom layouts and then all the rooms are nicely balanced and thieving becomes actually kind of enjoyable and quick and good points, and Ice Demon becomes a breeze, and just, okay, we move past that really quickly and it feels more streamlined. Then people actually would want to kind of randomly customize their raids. Like, okay, I'll throw an Ice Demon in there because it's actually, not that bad of a room now. That's a separate issue that needs to be addressed. Like, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm going around in circles at this point, but I just needed to make this video, just talking more about this. So anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'll also have multiple tweets linked below in the description. So if you guys want to check out a lot of what's been happening on Twitter and the conversations and the arguments I've been having with people, feel free to go check those out. I think they're actually kind of entertaining, and hopefully it gives you a little bit better of a view of what I'm thinking and what other people are thinking. Anyway, thank you guys. As always, if you want to support my content, there is a Patreon link and a YouTube membership link down in the description. Any support is greatly appreciated. It helps me as a creator. And be sure to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.